So, acute myelogenous leukemia, so AML, we put an acronym to everything in healthcare. And AML is a cancer of the bone marrow, one particular form. There's other types. Acute meaning it comes on very rapidly. It's one of the fastest growing of all malignancies in humans. And because it's in the bone marrow, which makes your blood, you stop making normal blood, and the cancer takes over. And it's throughout you. So it's systemic. It's not in one. We usually think of tumors as a lump, a mass, a tumor, which means mass. It's not. It's throughout you. It's throughout the bone marrow, which is in all your bones. And it's a malignancy of the cause. We don't know. They're rare, extraordinarily rare. AML is 80% of adults. Usually with aging, it goes up with every decade. It's rare in young people, but we'll see it in 10 years old, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, but more likely as you get in 60, 70, 80, 90.
I was diagnosed 18 months ago. School got out. My husband and I left to go to Key West on vacation, and things were fine. I had been extremely tired, but we got to Key West and I wasn't feeling well. And the second day we were there, I was freezing cold and it was like 90 degrees. And we were downtown shopping and I fainted. So we went back to the condo and I said I wanted to go back to Kalamazoo, and the people we were with said no, we're going to the hospital. We waited, went to the hospital that night, and 11 days later I got out and was told to go home and call hospice, that I had 2 months to live. I went into the hospital, I had pneumonia. They gave me 5 units of blood. My hemoglobin was 2, and they told my husband if we had not gone in on that night in Key West, I would not have lived till morning. We came home, we went back to Kalamazoo. When I was released from the hospital, they did tell me in Key West that I had AML, but even going home, I was still very tired. They gave me nothing. They gave me things for the pneumonia, and we cured that, but they gave me nothing, did nothing for the AML. We came back to Kalamazoo. We tried to get into the cancer system there and could not. And a friend here in Toledo said I needed to come down here. She recommended Dr. Rex Mowat. I had Dr. Mowat's children, his 2 sons here at St. John's Jesuit. He got me in the next morning, and the rest is kind of history. I'm here and I'm very grateful. Dr. Mowat knew about the protocol because both my husband and I had decided if I only had 2 months to live, I was not going to go through normal chemo and radiation. We were going to go do and see and just do what we wanted to do for 2 months. And Dr. Mowat said, well, normal chemo didn't work for leukemia, and there was a new protocol, and if we were approved, he would like to try that. He would like to get me approved, and so he applied for it, and we were approved.
Oh, severe fatigue. It will affect everything you do. One AML, until recently, has been a devastating disease with prognosis in terms of survival limited, 20% survival rate with treatments. 80% would succumb with the disease within the first 6 months of life. So that's the biggest way it affects. You pass away. But it's horrible fatigue, and then because of the lack of normal bone marrow function, bleeding, bruising occurs, infections because you have no immune system, and patients usually would die of infections, uncontrolled infections. Not an immune system, you just can't fight them off. Antibiotics are not enough. So it's a combination of all those things. Kidney failure, hospitalization, etc. A dismal disease until recently. 2 years ago, the first publications started to come out. For 40 years, we've had the same treatment for acute myelogenous leukemia or AML. 40 years, no change. The only thing that got better over that time was intensive care units, antibiotic, supportive care, blood transfusion therapy. The actual treatment of the AML was still mired in therapies which had been drummed up 40 years ago. It's not because lack of trying, just nothing had worked. And then newer treatments came along. There was a pill called venetoclax, which works quite differently, pill form, not intravenous, and coupled almost always with some other medications, either given IV or under the skin by subcutaneous injections. There was a series of 3 different older chemotherapy drugs that had been around, Dacogen, Vidasa, Ara-C, and they coupled it with the venetoclax. And all 3 of these combinations always had to have the venetoclax with it. Showed to achieve remissions without the patient being hospitalized, which before patients were in and out of the hospital, mainly in the hospital for a period of 6 months, with a 20% survival rate. So now they're out of the hospital, and it looks to be about 30 to 40% are achieving remission rates. Not 100, but they're out of the hospital. They're at home. They feel better. They actually start improving their blood counts very significantly, quickly. Blood counts are usually quite low, except the white count, which can be low, normal, or high.
So do you have any other patients on this protocol?
I have 4 total right now. 3 have achieved complete remission. The other's too soon to know. So we're hitting at a high average so far.
But when I started, we didn't.
Yeah, Miss Jackson was the first that I started, and it was just fortuitous. So the biggest drawback to trying to start it was a new protocol. It wasn't approved for therapy. Without approval, no one pays for it. Mrs. Jackson had an insurance company, insurance plans which would pay for it. I had actually tried 2 others during that same time span, one before, one after. They wouldn't pay for it.
So with this new treatment, is there any side effects that you've noticed a lot of?
There are no side effects other than when I'm getting the shots, I get very, very tired. I mean, just to the point where I can only do so much, but I still try to complete my routine. Like I come to work, I might have to go to the nurse's office and lay down for an hour, but I don't get sick. I didn't lose my hair. I still have, I can taste food. I really feel very good other than the week I get the shots. And I'm down to half protocol now. I started on 6 pills a day and 10 days of shots. I'm down to 3 pills a day and only 4 days of shots. So that's a good thing, and I'm still in remission, and I'm hoping we're going to drop it again. We really don't know because I'm the first patient that Dr. Moat has had on this protocol, and every time I say what's next, he goes, I don't know. So it's day by day. The medicine's working. I hope other people can use this protocol because when I went into Dr. Moat's office, 3 of us had been diagnosed the same week. I was the only one that was fortunate enough that their insurance paid for the protocol. And the other 2 died before August. So I'm really lucky. And who knows where it'll go. I feel pretty good most of the time. I mean, you know, there's things that happen, but I'm older and I get tired, but I'm fortunate to be able to come to work and do what I want to do. I travel, so it's day by day.